This is David Zimmerman. I'm in Plaquemines Parish in southern Louisiana, where oil from the BP oil spill first made landfall. I've come to photograph the individuals of the area and to record their stories about how this tragedy has affected their lives and their livelihoods and their families.
We have two industries that are on a collision course. Those two industries have been going along. One is, if managed correctly, can be sustainable, can be renewable, can stay for a long time. And the other is destined to oblivion. I fear deeply that what we're about to see here is a collapse of an entire system.
It was really frustrating the first couple of weeks I was back, saying that, you know, Katrina come through and left, gave us a bunch of destruction, but it was over with. This is going to be like more 10 to 20 Katrinas.
My world's been turned upside down, you know, everything that, all our life is fishing guides and, you know, marina owners and everybody down here. We used to fish every day, now we...
It's now 50 days since oil started to gush into the Gulf of Mexico. Government scientists have confirmed that underwater oil clouds are floating.
They say they're paying us, but nobody's got paid yet, you know, but I guess it's coming, you know.
Well, when we first came down, the oil wasn't coming ashore yet, and you kind of had the feeling that BP was using the dispersants to try and break it up at sea so that it never washed ashore. I don't know so much as to protect the animals, but at least to protect their image.
LSU tells us that the transfer rate for neutrally buoyant particles at 5,000 feet to the surface is potentially up to 300 years.
If you're telling me you're going to allocate a check, then guess what? You might not pay me till 5 months from now. What's going to happen to my house? What's going to happen to my car? What's going to happen to my family?
At the direction of BP, detained us on Grand Isle Beach while we were shooting video of the oil.
I still don't know who's in charge. Is it BP? Is it the Coast Guard? When I get mad enough in a meeting, the Coast Guard in our office stands up and says, I can make that happen.
These people are not their friends.
When I throw a BP official out of my office, he comes back the next day and approves something. I have spent more time fighting
7 times the size of the Exxon Valdez spill.
That is a frightening scenario. It'll be long after all of us are gone that people will be studying this event.
Like that, you've removed a life. Not only a lifestyle, but everything that defines a person.
How the people are dealing with it, I think the people are dealing with it as best as they possibly can. We don't have any choice but to deal with it. It's not like that we have a choice.
My main worry is 2 years, 3 years from now. You know, much like all of the Gulf Coast is the perception of the United States, of the people, you know, it's a toxic soup.
To see a place that you love so much just destroyed like this, and knowing that the people that are responsible for it are going to get away with it.
It's a concerted effort to block public from knowing what's going on.
We have been told to not let the media speak to anybody who's working on this beach.
I preached the sermon this morning, when all else fails, God is still here, and our faith is in God.
This is going to be not measured in years. This is, I'm afraid, going to be measured in decades.
What I just don't understand is that you're talking about the oil, you talk about the wetlands, you talk about the animals, but you're forgetting the people again. 11 people lost their life. How do you think their children feel?
How can you let that oil
their
sit in
dad's
the marsh
never coming home
for over a week?
Never.
And not clean it up? They had no plan to keep the oil out, even though they said it wouldn't come ashore. They had no plan to clean it up. They have no plan to make the fishermen whole.
Deliberate attempt to deceive from the leaking well.
You can't put
It's an embarrassment to this country.
You took their work. BP, it's time for you to stand up and take notice of the people that needs help.
I hear comments sometimes that large oil companies are greedy companies or don't care. But that is not the case in BP. We care about the small people.
There's no one who wants this thing over more than I do. You know, I'd like my life back.